Ellen DeGeneres.
Is she getting the cancel?
Well.
Because I heard.
So that's actually what this video is about.
I didn't hear.
It's all on rumors. So no actual facts in this. But there's rumors that Telepictures said that Ellen is ready to just cancel the show. She's just like, you know what?
She's like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Her show, Ellen?
Her show, yeah.
Well, remember like pre-corona, right? Didn't she go, well, it first started with her being in a photo with George Bush, right?
Yeah.
And then later, there were a lot of interns and people.
Toxic workplace.
Yeah, that were coming out against.
Yeah, the
and
YouTuber came out as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and how they were treated.
Nikki.
And so like, I didn't know that recently it kept going on because I don't know who it was. Was it, oh, I think it was Kevin Hart.
Was it?
Who recently made a post and then they're talking about how like she's my friend and the shit that she's going through right now, it sucks. And I'm like, wait, they're still going after her?
Oh yeah, they're still going.
A lot of celebrities standing by Ellen.
Apparently, a lot of her staff were getting sexually harassed.
Yeah, that's the new.
And there was nothing being done about it. Like the top producer guys
Dozens
were being douches.
of former staff.
And Ellen, apparently everyone knew kind of thing, and nobody did anything about it. Like the Weinstein kind of.
Who's harassing? She's the one harassing? Or her
No.
staff's harassing?
Her top producer guys, like the exec producer guys, apparently, allegedly, right?
You know what sucks though is like, why? Okay, like, because I know people that own companies, right? And a lot of the times, the managers really fuck shit up.
Right.
And yes, the CEOs and the owners should know, but a lot of the times they're blindsided. And they're like, what the fuck happened?
Sure,
We're
but
saying this to the what? And then like, so like in this case, right, I'm not even protecting Ellen or whatever, but I can kind of see how like, in an organization, it is extremely difficult to see everything that's going on. And when there are people that fuck shit up, why can't we put that individual on the what do you call it? Like on trial. Like sometimes the CEO is an innocent bystander. Like they're doing their best and then they don't even hear whatever's going on and then like someone gets hit. Like the CEO gets hit because some asshole like rubbed up somebody.
Well, the idea here is that there was an understanding, like the ecosystem.
Like Weinstein.
Yeah.
Oh.
And everyone kind of knew behind the scenes and nobody did fuck all about it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So they're saying that Ellen knew.
They're saying that Ellen must have been aware or some kind of bullshit. Who knows? I'm not saying it's bullshit. I'm saying who knows what it was.
Well, there's also people saying, like this one quote says, "The fish rots from the head." And Ellen is the head. So no matter what was happening, whether or not
Like she chose the wrong managers. She's a bad,
ultimately, it's her responsibility. No matter what, it's her show. She runs the show. She created this environment. She is responsible. And so that's why a lot of people are not being lenient with her, and that's why she's getting caught in this and all this drama right now.
That's why Oprah's getting shit about Weinstein too, even though they weren't even in a company together.
But they're like buddies.
They're buds, and like apparently Oprah and everybody fucking knew about Weinstein. Nobody did anything about it. Nobody gave a shit, and so it's just another one of those things.
Even I knew about Weinstein before people knew about. Like we had friends that worked directly
Kevin
with
Spacey.
Weinstein.
I remember talking about Kevin Spacey in this room before it all came out.
You heard a rumor about him being
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I had a friend.
shit.
We had a friend that like knew Kevin Spacey was like was gay and like was.
Yeah, I forgot who it was, but it was someone in this
male
room
co-stars, like-
said something, and then like a year, 2 years later, it came out, and then I remembered like, wait, I already know this information.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew years ago before I knew who Weinstein was. Like I knew his like pictures, right? But I didn't know who he was like as a big producer until our friend had an interaction with him in Asia, and one of his actors had a private time with him. She came downstairs and said, "Fuck that guy. He tried to fucking like do shit to me. Tell me if I get this role, if we do it." And it's like, I'm not gonna work with this fucker.
Whoa.
And then he was like, shit. And then so, cause he did a lot of work in Asia, and he brought a lot of films to America.
Damn.
So this was 2008 maybe when we got this information. And that was my introduction to who Harvey Weinstein was.
Yeah, and then there could be people that might take what we're saying now and be like, really, you knew so long? Why didn't you say anything? And it's like, well, what can you do based off of rumors? So I think like once you're so far removed, it's like,
It's a he said, she said, he said. Yeah.
It's a hearsay story.
yeah, exactly.
Like even what we're hearing about, like I remember we've talked about the Ellen thing before, and it's like hearing people say she wasn't that nice to me is a totally different thing than like she was part of an environment that's like all this sexual harassment's happening and she's just chilling.
Yeah, man, the sexual harassment stuff. So it's 36 former employees that spoke to BuzzFeed News, and a lot of them said that there was the sexual misconduct, harassment, and assault.
Damn.
Yeah. And so that they would report it and like nothing would happen and everyone's like, whatever. Like one example says, this one ex-employee described seeing one of the executive producers grab the penis of a production assistant.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
That's pretty bold.
and then another one said that they witnessed that same person grope a production assistant inside a vehicle and kiss his neck. So I'm like, what?
It's not easy to grab a dick too.
Because you gotta know where it's at first.
Cause like boobs are kind of out there, butts out there, but a dick you gotta find.
It could be going left, it could be going right.
And if they're wearing khakis, it's almost protected.
Well, it's not that hard to find. I mean, you just go through the general area and.
Tip, it can be very hard to find.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks for not you.
Well, if you're wearing khakis, right, and they're all tight, you grab it and it's just gonna be grabbing a wall. You're not
Pants, yeah.
It's all pants.
This happened to Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser was at a Hollywood thing, and a huge, mega Hollywood producer apparently came up and groped him.
Really?
Yeah.
Man or
Isn't that
woman?
what Terry Crews said as well?
shit.
Terry Crews said the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're like Brendan Fraser's level, he was like A-list, like star of multiple things.
Yeah, the Mummy franchise.
If you can get groped at a Hollywood party, anybody can be. It's like crazy.
The part that I don't understand, not that I'm trying to defend her or anything, but like, so I get it, the fish rots from the head, right? But if someone groped you, like one of the producers, why report it to Ellen? Why not get the cops? You know what I mean? Like it's almost like, let's say in this company, like let's say if I stole from Casey. What's the point of Casey reporting to Joe about me? Why don't you just call the cops and then I get arrested?
Because then you get arrested, and then you tell your powerful friends not to hire you, or not to hire Casey, and then Casey doesn't get hired anymore. And so that's kind of what people bumped up against, was like, who do I go to? And even the cop situation. You think cops were going up to Harvey Weinstein about rape allegations? They didn't give a fuck.
That's true. It's not like working at McDonald's or Carl's Jr. where like you do call the cops if your coworker steals or whatever. If a crime was committed,
There's no incentive for them not to bust you.
yeah, because you're not gonna be kicked out of the burger industry.
Exactly.
You'll go like we'll be like, fuck you, I'll go to fucking Taco Bell then. I'll work there, right?
Right.
But then like in Hollywood, there is this blacklisting that happens.
It's a small industry.
And there's skin in the game. There's skin in the game. The cops have an incentive to protect these people because funding leaks down from all areas.
Don't they actually work in the film industry too?
Absolutely.
Like, I see cops like blocking off streets for the film crew.
Thank you, LAPD, at the end of a movie. Like, you see all this kind of shit. You see them thanking the Defense Department sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it's all pervasive.
Crazy. Did you know in Harvey Weinstein's contract, if you read his contracts, there's literally how many times he gets fined for scandals and fucking up and shit like that because they knew his behavior.
Dude, insurance is like that. They have it. They have like sexual harassment insurance even in Hollywood.
They knew that he's gonna sexually harass a woman, so they wrote it in the fucking contract.
What did they write exactly?
I don't know what the exact words are, but people were basically talking about how like he would have stipulations, like if this breaks out or like if you get into some kind of like sexual harassment or whatever, then we will fine you X amount of dollars.
Oh, so like compensate or fine? What do you mean?
Like he will get charged for those things.
He would get charged.
Yeah.
Oh.
So during this production, let's say you sexually harass a woman, not in those words obviously, but it's like pretty much saying like if you fall into
Like,
this.
here's the slap on the wrist.
Yeah, it's like so by the third time it's like $8 million or whatever. And it's like, who fucking writes that?
That's
like
true.
that's not a standard Hollywood contract.
Evil people. Dude, it's in Congress too. There's a congressional slush fund where Congress people of both parties, all houses. They sexually harass their pages, who are like their interns and their production assistants. And there's just a fund that exists. It's all taxpayer funded, and they just take from that fund and just pay off the abused.
Whoa.
And then all that shit gets wiped from the front pages because even the media doesn't give a shit, because they're all like, the media needs their ecosystem of stories sourced by these people. So it's all fucked, bro.
Because for them, it's really about like, hey, what's better? Do we pay off these people and keep it under the rug, or we all get a bad rep because we look like we
As
don't
the
have
whole
things under
industry?
control? Yeah, I think with power, I mean, we saw that with the Catholic Church, right? Like for them, it's like, we can't taint our image. Let's just hide this. Versus, let's be honorable about it and be like, yeah, this guy did what he did. Let's all shun him for it. It's like, no, there's nothing happening here.
Right.
Same with Hollywood. Like if Harvey Weinstein's producing mad fucking films and money and he's winning all these awards, it's kind of like, let's protect the golden goose. He's making us billions of fucking money, right? So what if a few people get fucked? That's literally what these psychopaths are thinking.
So here we are, right? Entertainment, Hollywood, and politics, all at the top, all fucked. Like, where do you run to, what Bart's question, where do you run to call the police?
Yeah.
Like, in one industry.
Because even police are getting silenced. Like, there's a list of whistleblowing police that they would get, like, for example, in the Epstein thing, right? The I don't know if it's Tampa Bay, but whatever Florida agency, they had no fucking idea about the whole Epstein thing or whatever. A girl
West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach. A girl escaped it, right? And they started to legitimately investigate it. They did a full-on investigation. They have all the pages ready. You can read it. It's fucked up, right? But they got silenced by their department and people above. So
That's
they did their
crazy.
job. Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Damn, so that just means the people at the very, very tippity top of it all are the ones that are like the worst fucking predators everywhere, because they're silencing everyone else that wants to like attack the predator. Like, no, that's one of mine.
That's what people are saying, right? When they say the culture of something, like it creates a culture that allows blah. Like that's what this is.
Yeah.
But what's wild is that it's so hard to remember all this stuff because so much else gets pushed out there. So it's like, yes, they covered it, but then it kind of goes away after a while.
Yeah, because there's so many things, right? And then it's like, we're picking the wrong leaders. Like, it's not Ellen, you know? It's not
just Ellen.
Yeah, it's not Weinstein.
Yeah.
It's the culture of Hollywood and the producers. The people don't know these guys' names.
The protection racket.
The guys that are fucking raking in billions. No one knows their names. It's the same in all industries and in the real leaders.
Like Ellen's real boss.
Yeah, it's not her. It's her real fucking boss.
Yeah.
She's just a puppet in the game.
Yeah.
But everyone's pointing at it like, see, these are these examples.
I mean, who was Les Moonves, right? He was the head of CBS, and he went down for sexual harassment. Like, same shit. He was the head of CBS for like 25 years.
But they're CEOs, and people don't know that CEOs are just very expensive managers. They don't own shit.
And they probably think like, oh, if they go down, then everyone will forget and think that
They're not even the head of the
problem
snake.
got resolved, and then we're good.
Google Les Moonves' wife. She was a fucking news anchor for years.
No, she hosts Big Brother still.
What is it? No. But what I'm saying is that, so here you are, you work at CBS. Like, well, here's somebody who's in journalism. I can go to them and maybe I can get help. And it's the wife of the person who's like in charge of the whole fucking thing. Scary, scary thing. I don't know who to go to.
Yeah. Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's it.
Twitter,
Who
bro.
are you gonna call?
Bro. Ghostbusters!